Hey guys, welcome to Thoughts with Aaron, part of the Undaunted Pursuit podcast. I'm going to try and do some of these periodically throughout the series and this journey that we're on this podcast, but some of the audio might be good, some of the audio might be bad. I apologize for that because a lot of times, I think we talked about it in episode 1, I drive for a living, so of course I've got a lot of time to think and to ponder on the episodes, and sometimes I have different thoughts that come to me after the fact, and I wanted to create this little mini-series to go along with the podcast to kind of add in a few things as the episodes go along. So today I was thinking about our most recent one, or not most recent one, but our episode 1, and I had a few thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys and to add to the podcast, add to this episode 1. So here we go. First off, I want to thank you guys for listening, for tuning in, and I hope that what we're sharing will have some value to you. So I wanted to talk about something that I didn't think we covered enough, or didn't cover at all, for that matter, would be we were talking in episode 1 about living a Christian life and how to show that Christian life through your action at work and even in your personal life. And the thought that came to mind was blame. Maybe you're being blamed for something. Maybe you're being blamed for, stealing something, or maybe you're being blamed for starting a rumor, etc. Whatever it might be, blame. Let's talk about that a little bit. And my thoughts on that are, first off, the Christian life. When you become a Christian, there's a lot of people think that it's going to be easy, that God is just going to be smooth sailing, and that's just not the case. We do have to keep the faith that God will always be there with us, and He is always there with us and for us. But we are still going to face hardships. So, and when things are going good and you're walking with the Lord, and you've been vocal about it, and your actions are showing your walk, and that's when things start to get rough. The evil one does not want that to happen, and being that we are living in a sinful world, that's why it's hard, and you just need to rise above it. You need to have faith in God that He will give you the right way to handle that, whatever situation you might be in. So take Paul, for example. He started his ministry, and he went through a lot of suffering and still stayed strong in the faith, stayed strong enough to keep going. And he puts it very bluntly, and kind of boasts about it. And if you look at 2 Corinthians chapter 11, I'm going to start in verse 23, and I'm going to skip over a sentence or two, but he says in here, I am the better one. I am talking like a madman, with far greater labors, far more imprisonments, with countless beatings, and often near death. 5 times I received at the hands of the Jews the 40 lashes minus 1. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. A night and a day I was adrift at sea, on frequent journeys, in danger from rivers, danger from robbers, danger from my own people, danger from Gentiles, danger in the city, danger in the wilderness, danger at sea, danger from false brothers, in toil and hardship, through many a sleepless night, in hunger and thirst, often without food, in cold and exposure, and apart from other things, there is the daily pressure on me from my anxiety for all the churches. Who is weak, and I am weak? Who is made to fall, and I am not indignant? He's boasting about all these hardships that he went through just to spread the good news about Jesus and what He did on the cross and His resurrection. And we should always try and keep that in mind as we live our daily lives, that there are going to be hardships. And that, take for example, that somebody said you started a rumor about somebody else. But if you're living the Christian life and you are showing love for one another, and loving God, then it would make that accusation much harder to believe, because if for anybody that would know you, they would know that, hey, he or she does not, that's just not within their nature to do or say something that goes against what God has taught us. So I just wanted to get on here and share some of those thoughts with you. I hope this kind of resonates with some of you if you are facing any of those, if you've been accused of something that you haven't done. I hope that I can kind of give you an encouraging word, this to keep the faith and love God, love your neighbor. Just keep doing that. We don't need to, in a world nowadays that it just full of discontent, and it seems like everybody is out to hurt each other, that we can do our parts as believers to show God's love and maybe help that person out. You'll hear throughout our podcast, it has become one of my favorite verses, and it comes out of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 11. Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, or to live a quiet life. You should mind your own business and work with your hands, just as we have told you, so that your daily life may win the respect of outsiders, so that you will not be dependent on anybody. Don't go worrying yourself with what other people are doing, how you are living a life that would glorify God. And where it says in your daily life that may win the respect of the outsiders, that's talking about living in a life that you don't necessarily have to be preaching to everybody you meet. Just show them God's love and show them what God has done inside you, even just through your actions. So there's my thoughts for the day, my thoughts on episode 1. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate all the support that you guys are showing us through this. I hope that we can continue to give you relevant content, and just always remember to keep the faith and love God, love your neighbor as yourself. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for listening. Bye.